Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is your girl Mary of Creating with Mary, and I'm glad you're able to join me again today. Thank you so much for tuning in here. If you're new here, I welcome you to this channel. This is Creating with Mary, and on this channel I bring information to you that will help you to become conscious of your life. And if there's some kind of wounds, if there's something that you need to heal, you're able to discover that, heal it, grow, and transform your life to the best version of it that is possible. That's what has happened with my life, and that's what I'm offering to you also through the information that I provide on this channel. And if you're seeking to improve yourself, I have lots and lots of topics that can help you to develop yourself. I'm inviting you to join this community. Click on the subscribe button down below this video and turn on the notification bell so that you can be notified of any new video that comes up here, and learn. In the previous episode I did talk about the power of choice. Daily we're making choices, some of them very simple, some of them quite complex. But I did mention that we're going to be discussing on the factors that affect our ability to make good choices. Why does it seem that you're powerless to make the good choice? You know this is a good choice, but you can't move towards that direction. Why? So today that's what we're looking at, the factors that affect our decisions, factors that affect the choices that we make, factors that seem to affect our ability or our power to make good choices for ourselves. The very first factor that I've observed within myself and around is the personality type, the temperament. We have different personality type. We have the choleric, the phlegmatic, the melancholic. Some personality types, it doesn't take so much time. They get to their choices very fast, while some other personality types require a longer time to make a choice. The important thing is understanding yourself, is understanding what is my personality type, what are the strengths and weaknesses of these personality types. How can I strengthen my weakness? How can I understand how this weakness play into my ability to make the choices that are good for me? You can utilize the information within yourself to make good choices. Another factor that I've found is past experiences, drawing back on making that choice. Because you feel, oh, I made a mistake in the past, maybe I don't have the capacity. We all have capacity to make choices, and that's why we have to be conscious of ourselves, conscious of our powers, conscious of our abilities. And if we are lacking in any area, to try to strengthen that area. Remember, you are enough, and you have the power to make a good choice for yourself. Another person cannot make the best choice for you. Only I can make the best choice for me, because I am available within here to understand all that's going on within myself and to be able to utilize the information that is coming from within, not from outside, to make the best choice for myself. The third one is related to the past experience, is trauma. I found that when people have some kind of emotional wound or trauma in their lives, it affects the way they make decisions. Trauma affects all parts of a person's life. It affects their emotions, it affects their brain, and ultimately it will affect the decisions, the choices they make. And so we'll be reviewing a little bit about trauma, how to avoid trauma-based decisions. Even though you have had some emotional wounds in the past, you have healed or you are healing. This brings me to a story, a speech I listened to by Gabor Mate. He's one of the leading psychologists in the US, and he talked about a feeling of abandonment he has had since he was a little baby. He was born during the Holocaust, and his mother had to give him away. So he had this feeling of abandonment. That childhood trauma had persisted even into his adulthood. I mean, he's well into his 60s. He traveled on one occasion, and it was to be picked up by his wife. And because the wife delayed a little longer than necessary, he started to feel angry. He started to feel abandoned. You can see the correlation of the childhood trauma playing again. This is someone who is helping others, with information on how these things happen within the brain. But he was open with his own experience of how he was able to catch himself. So when that happened and he realized that he was getting hungry, and he had to ask himself, so what is this about? So he stayed with the emotion. I keep mentioning about emotional intelligence because I've seen it also play in my life. He was conscious of the emotion he was feeling. He was feeling angry for the fact that his wife was delaying in picking him up from the airport. He caught the emotion of anger and he realized that the anger was not from this lateness of being picked up from the airport, but rather from the childhood experiences he had, that feeling of being abandoned. So he was able to catch himself and tell himself the honest truth that this had nothing to do with that. He was conscious about the trigger, he was aware of it. We must be very conscious of all that is going on within us. If it's emotion, if it's the way we feel, if it's thoughts, we must be aware. If you pay attention enough, you catch that. And you can stay with it, you can address it. That kind of consciousness will have you be aware of specific dates, specific people, specific places that trigger certain wounds within yourself. So you may want to avoid those dates, those places, those people when you're trying to make very important decisions, so that those things won't trigger that wound and make a decision off of that. It may not be the best decision. Another way to avoid trauma from affecting the choices or decisions you make now is to talk to someone. Talk to someone you trust. Talk to someone who loves you. Talk to someone like a mentor, and they can share with you their own experience around that topic, which will provide valuable insight into your own circumstance and help you to make a better choice for yourself. It's important to be patient with yourself. In decision making, don't pressure yourself to make any decision. Apart from thinking through the process, you should also feel through the process. How does this feel? When we put pressure on ourselves unduly, we tend to make the wrong decisions ourselves. We are supposed to be at ease with the decision that is good for us. Our choices affect our destiny. It affects our life, the way this life spans out for us here on this earth. So it's important that we learn about everything regarding what affects our choices so that we can make the best choice for ourselves. And I hope that you find this video useful. And if you do, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, share with your friends, and have you had any kind of experience in the past around this discussion? Kindly drop in the comment section down below this video, and let's continue to engage. I love to read your comments, and I love to engage you in the comment section long after the video has stopped. I thank you again for tuning in to today's episode. Don't forget, if you've not yet subscribed, kindly click the subscribe button. It's right here below this video, and turn on the notification so you don't miss any new one from here. And you can review older videos on self-development, on personal stories. Let's create the best version of ourselves on a moment-to-moment basis. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.